Well, good afternoon from Kingston Park on what Newcastle United are hoping will be a day of celebration. The women's team, top of the table, and if they get 3 points against Huddersfield Town, they will be crowned champions for the second season running, and they'll make it back-to-back promotions, and next year they'll be playing in the second tier of the women's game. Very good afternoon to you from Matthew Raisbeck from BBC Radio Newcastle, joined in the commentary box by the former England international, part of the NUFC TV coverage of the women's team all season, Aaron Embleton. And Aaron, this is a huge day. They know the prize that's there and what's at stake, and yeah, it could become full-time that there's going to be a party at Kingston Park. Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Currently on 52 points, only dropped two games worth of points this season. Newcastle have been absolutely outstanding. We've outperformed every team that's pretty much stood in our way. Yeah, we had a challenge against Portsmouth, and you know, you learn a lot from things, but today, make no mistake about it, it should be a fantastic day. Newcastle can't take it too lightly though, because at the end of the day, Huddersfield have a battle to play and then a relegation battle. So it's going to be really, really challenging also.
It's a packed Kingston Park Stadium. Last time when the women's team played a fortnight ago and they beat Liverpool Feds by 5-1, there were more than 4,000 spectators here. Today, Newcastle are expecting a crowd in excess of 6,000, which would break the record which was set in that game against Liverpool Feds. The Newcastle team shows one change from the last match, and it's in midfield where Emma Kelly returns to the starting 11 in place of Georgia Gibson. So Becky Langley, the manager, has named the following side to take on Huddersfield. Grace Donnelly in goal, Olivia Watt, Charlotte Potts, Leah Cataldo at the back. The four in midfield, Amber Keegan-Stobbs, the captain, Hannah Greenwood, Emma Kelly and Alicia Boddy, with Beth Lumsden, Katie Barker and Paige Bailey-Gale in the forward positions. And the United bench, Tyler Dodds, Georgia Gibson, Casey Elson, top scorer this season with 17, Bridget Galloway and Jasmine McQuaid. And the visitors from Huddersfield line up like this: Faye Hazelton in goal, Rhea Montgomery, Scarlett McMahon, Beth Ibbotson and Beth Stansfield, Cara Fields, Ashley Turipke and Charlotte Gill, Rebecca Beresford, Yasmin Mason and Kate Marlin. And their substitutes, four players named on the bench by Huddersfield: Lauren Joyce, Kyra Brown-Simpson, Eleanor Lambert and Caitlin Devins. We are just about ready to go. Aaron, it's been a fantastic season, hasn't it? Obviously there was disappointment in the National League Cup final last month when Newcastle were beaten by # disappointingly. But it's been all about the league, hasn't it, and trying to win that second promotion to keep moving up the pyramid, and today they can achieve that.
Oh, absolutely. They've been absolutely phenomenal. From the back, Charlotte Potts, the spine of the team, Alicia Boddy, Emma Kelly, and of course the captain, Amber Keegan-Stobbs. They've been phenomenal, and then we've got the strength and the depth in the squad as well up front. We've got numerous forwards that have come in. Obviously, Paige Bailey-Gale coming in as an international from Jamaica. She's already scored 7 or 8 goals.
And what a start! Well, absolutely unbelievable. Emma Kelly inside 10 seconds, and the party has already begun. Newcastle United's women, on their big day, make the perfect start.
How about that for a start, eh, Reza? 10 seconds from start to finish. The ball over, and what a finish. Absolutely outstanding.
Well, that's Newcastle signalling their title-winning intent from the kick-off, Aaron. Kelly involved, as we're going to watch again, and then getting on the end of Katie Barker's cross.
Yeah, but Katie Barker just dips her shoulder, fantastic delivery into the box, and what a header. Absolutely great finish. And it was not only it was Kelly. She's had a phenomenal season from the middle, not only scoring goals from herself, she's been, setting them up left, right and centre. 3 goals this season, that'll be her 4th. But again, I mean, she did take a knock. She wasn't playing in the last couple of weeks, and then she's back, and straight away she's made a massive impact.
Well, if there were any nerves, I'm sure they've been settled. However, there are some fans who are still arriving who will have missed it.
Yeah.
Because it came so early.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, if Becky Langley said to her team, let's go out there and win it, I'm sure she didn't expect a goal within the first 10 seconds.
Another statistic is that the records show that is the 100th goal Newcastle United Women have scored this season across all competitions.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And in regards to conceding, they've only conceded 11 goals. It speaks absolute volumes from the defence. With the best goal, obviously defending goal compared to anybody else. So, Charlotte Potts at the back, Liv Watt, Cataldo being phenomenal.
Well, Huddersfield have barely had any of the ball in the opening couple of minutes, and Newcastle there tried to go on another attack through Katie Barker, who's provided plenty of goals herself this season. She scored 12, but she was the provider there for Emma Kelly, as we now have a stoppage, just with a bit of concern.
Yeah, there was
a possible head injury.
There was a bit of a collision there. I don't think there was anything malice. It was just 2 players going for the ball, and I think she just landed awkwardly there. Pretty sure she'll... Yeah, so the ball was over the top, and it was Cataldo. She doesn't give a breather for a minute, and she just went in for the challenge. There was nothing malice about that. But that's determination for Ereza. Ball straight over, and she just wanted to be first to the ball.
It's Ashley Teripke, the Huddersfield player, wearing shirt number 31, who is receiving treatment. The Newcastle medical staff are helping their Huddersfield counterparts out with this as well. There's the Dr. Ross Floyd, just making sure that everything is okay. Referee today, by the way, is Andrew Bailey, and the assistant referees on the near side, Hope Cairns and Alexander Borner on the far side of the pitch, just in our shot there, watching on. And so we'll wait until they are happy that Teripke is okay and able to continue. There's no activity on the Huddersfield bench, though they have got 3 players of their 4 substitutes warming up. And that's good to see. She's back on her feet.
Yeah, back on her feet. She's had a few minutes. They've obviously looked at it, checked her over, and she seems to be okay, which is fantastic.
So after the electric start and the goal after about 10 seconds, we've had a stoppage, but we're back underway on NUFC TV as Huddersfield try and get themselves into a position where they can test Grace Donnelly in the Newcastle goal. Yasmin Mason with the attempted cross shot, but fortunately, from a black and white point of view, that came to nothing.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity, but again, Newcastle forcing them out wide, and it just deflected off their own player and went back out.
It's Beth Lumsden for Newcastle United. Olivia Watt up from the back, looking for a ball into the middle. It was Amber Keegan-Stobbs.
And what a delivery from the right-hand side from Olivia Watt. She's done that all season. Wrapped her foot around the ball there, straight into the danger area, and was quite unlucky, really. She just didn't get the connection, Stobbs, on the end of it to get the power behind it, but again, close.
Goalkeeper Hazelton with the big kick, but it's Newcastle's ball again.
Huddersfield need to be really cautious of marking. There was just no one around stops there.
Body with the ping kept in brilliantly by Barker, who delivers another ball. No one in the region of it, though, in a black and white shirt. You think about, Aaron, how the cup final went and the big day they had at Luton last month when they took the lead but were pegged back immediately.
Yeah.
You know, that big occasion didn't quite go the way that they were looking for and that most observers would have been expecting. There is pressure on them today, isn't there? So that early goal has got to be huge.
100%. There's big pressure on today, knowing that the title's there, and they went down to Luton, obviously as favourites, and you know, sometimes team just don't play well. You know, they weren't the same. They didn't have the same energy. I don't know if it was the occasion that got to them. But ultimately, yes, that'll have been running through the head in the last couple of days leading up to this game, and to make sure that mistake doesn't happen again.
Well, that's Teripke, who's won the throw on the far side. Bailey Gale, the Newcastle centre forward, is just hanging up near the halfway line. Everybody else is back in a defensive position.
Newcastle just need to really just stay absolute focus at the back, and not give Huddersfield an inch, any balls in and behind, because as we're seeing down at Portsmouth, it can easily happen. There was a couple of balls over the top, and you know, it was they were looking to just catch us on the attack, and they did twice. So I'm sure Becky's run through it numerous times in training with them, and you know, the back three are fully aware to just be mindful of that.
Charlotte Potts up to goal scorer Kelly. Watt up the line for Lumsden, and Kelly has kept it in and kept Newcastle on the attack. Wouldn't quite come for Bailey Gale. Body, the twist and the turn.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal again all season. One of the players of the season for me.
Katie Barker finds space, and then the shot, which forced a diving save. That was heading across the goal, and Faye Hazelton had to make sure she watched it all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Katie Barker dropping her shoulder every time, and she's getting the better of her on the left-hand side there. A touch inside, she's very technically brilliant, Katie Barker, and quick with the ball as well, and every time, that's happened twice already inside, touch out of her feet and looking to curl it in that top right-hand corner. Huddersfield need to be really careful of that.
Paige Bailey Gale on the chase. And a corner was probably about the best she could get there. There was no one really quite up with her in the middle.
Yeah,
but now they can all go forwards.
She was kind of fighting a little bit of a losing battle on her own there, a little bit solo. But because she was ahead of the play, and that was a fantastic ball through. But again, you know, there just wasn't the players there with her. They were too far behind, and the pressure's on. Newcastle are piling the pressure.
It's Alicia Body with the corner kick. We can see there, 4 players around the goalkeeper. Bailey Gale at the back post. They might have been expecting it to be just dropped under the crossbar, but they went back with it.
Yeah, just keeping possession really well, and you know, that's something that when you're a player, if you can't go anywhere, it's kind of go back home. It's one of them, and you start again.
Stobbs to Barker. Now Bailey Gale just taken off her toes as she was ready to get the shot off. And then chases down, blocks the clearance. And Newcastle have possession again.
She's absolutely been phenomenal since we've signed Bailey Gale. I mean, she's scored 7 goals so far, and she hasn't played many games, to be fair, so she's clinical in front of goal, and Huddersfield don't want to give her an inch.
Lumsden to Kelly. It's a dangerous ball to the back post, which, well,
way over the stand.
It's been cleared out of the stadium. I was about to say, I think it had stayed in when Amber Keegan-Stobbs got there.
Yeah.
Huddersfield probably weren't aware of her presence, but...
And again, that's Huddersfield can't switch off, because again, Newcastle will just penalise them with their attacking force. You can't afford to just kind of hope it goes out. You're going to have to make sure it goes out, or you tackle to keep it in.
Bailey Gale, sharp. Oh, and a good ball looking for Beth Lumsden in the centre of the penalty area. She's only scored once since her move from Portsmouth in January, and that was a decent opportunity, but I think it came off her shoulder, Aaron.
Yeah, it came in some pace, to be fair, and it was slightly lower than head height, but yeah, I would expect Beth to do a lot better with that, with direction towards, you know, heading it on goal. She should have made the keeper work there 100%, especially with her calibre. You know, she's quick, she's fantastic with a ball at her feet, and she can turn very, very fast. But yeah, a little bit disappointing from the effort there.
Well, the goal came after around 10 seconds. And we've played almost another 13 minutes. Newcastle still creating chances, but yet to increase their lead. The two teams chasing them in the title race, Burnley and Nottingham Forest. Forest aren't playing today. They beat Huddersfield, incidentally, on Thursday, away from home, 2-0. Burnley do have a game today. They're playing away against Stoke. So Newcastle will be aware that the teams behind them still looking to cut the gap if there's any kind of slip-up, and that could happen today with Burnley, who are now second.
Absolutely.
7 points behind in action.
They need to be so careful, and I'm sure Newcastle, especially with the performance so far, knows that they've got to come away with a win.
It's Lumsden with a great control and cross, and Emma Kelly almost had her second headed goal of the afternoon.
Again, Emma Kelly, she's in the heart of everything at the moment. Fantastic delivery there. Beth Lumsden, her and Barker on both wings, just supplying the forwards, and again, I would have expected a little bit better there. But again, from a positive point of view, it's all Newcastle.
A rare touch for goalkeeper Grace Donnelly, who's seen just about it all with Newcastle United. She's one of the players that was here many years ago when there was no official link-up with the football club, when they would have to sometimes pay for the privilege of playing, and
yeah,
she's well on the verge of being promoted to the Championship with them.
She is. She's seen every sort of game this season as well. I mean, she's played over 2,000 minutes, the most appeared player per minute as well, and she's local. She's watched and climbed that league from back to back, from last season getting promoted onto this, and I'm sure she's going to be one of the players that is just, elated to see a team, especially being a Geordie, go up again if they get the score today that they want,
A header by Cataldo. Now Amber Keegan-Stobbs on the charge. Lumsden to the right. played her in. The defender timed it well.
That was such a good phase of play. The ball was just slid in to Beth Lumsden. She just couldn't get her foot round it to get it across and get that cross away. But again, Newcastle doing fantastic.
Olivia Watt, great skill. Looked for Bailey Gale. It was cut out, but Stobbs fancies a run. Huddersfield defend again. Well, that's Alicia Body mopping up in midfield.
Yeah, she's got great experience, and her and Emma Kelly in the middle. Emma Kelly used to play for Sunderland. She's got huge experience, and Alicia Body was England under 17s and under 19s, so they know how to control the middle, and again they've done it game after game.
Cataldo up from the back to Kelly. Stobbs, lovely skill. And she saw glory, but was quickly charged down. Hannah Greenwood. Charlotte Potts. Lumsden again in that position, just off the right touchline. It's a decent effort, and it's squeezed into the bottom corner. Beth Lumsden doubles the lead for Newcastle United.
Yeah, again, Razor, it was that skill. Big problems for Huddersfield on both wings, and Beth Lumsden cut inside the same as what Katie Barker keeps doing on the left-hand side, and just hit low-driven hit into the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, again, Charlotte Potts is involved from the back. Little dink inside, left foot, just curls it inside the keeper. I think the keeper, yeah, it was one of them. I think the keeper should have had that into the inside post. Her angles, I don't think she got her angles correctly, and it just slid in there.
But an accurate shot, and if it's on target, then you've always got a chance, haven't you? And
yeah, absolutely. It was a fantastic finish.
Beth Lumsden's second Newcastle United goal. And Huddersfield have gone up the other end and won a corner.
Yeah, Newcastle just need to keep switched on, but fantastic start. What a performance so far. 2-0 up, and again, a lot of the pressure just being all of ourselves, you know.
Well, once again, Bailey Gale is staying right up. She's on the halfway line, actually. One defender in yellow has stayed with her. There's the possibility of a short corner, which they ignore, and Amber Keegan-Stobbs heads it away.
Just as you said it there, Reza, she was nearly onto it, which would have left her a 1v1.
To Ripke with the through ball, cut out by Greenwood. Won't come for Barker. And now Fields, Huddersfield number 8. Ran out of room.
And we're piling the pressure on. We're so close to, you know, closing down, where clearly, I don't know, it's maybe something, you know, Becky's been saying to them is don't let them get a touch out their feet, close the ball down. There's 2-on-1, and because they're pressurising, it's forcing Huddersfield in errors.
Kelly to Lumsden, who's really enjoying herself this afternoon. 2 goal scorers combine. And this is Olivia Watt. Charlotte Potts considering her options. Body, Cataldo wide left. A sign from Crystal Palace in January, along with centre forward Paige Bailey Gale.
Yeah, and what an addition both of them have made.
From the league above, from a team that could win the league above, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. They've moved, and they've seen the potential in this club and in this women's team, and they've moved, you know, from a higher league, the Championship, to come down and play for Newcastle, which is fantastic. It gives us that bit more depth in the squad. and it has made difference. You know, Bailey Gale made an impact immediately when she came, and Cataldo at the back, she's so strong in the challenge. There's not much gets past her.
Huddersfield pretty much boxed in almost to their defensive third. Kelly. Well, that might be dropping in. It is. Well, it just keeps getting better and better for Newcastle United's women, who are well on their way to the Women's Championship. It's 3-0 inside the opening quarter of the match.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. I could see when Emma Kelly picked up the ball then, she started driving forward. I could see her lift her head up, and I think she was in two minds whether to drop in a deep cross or go for the shot, and I think she just thought, well, I'm going for it, and what a finish.
2 goals for Emma Kelly, and Newcastle United's women are well out in front against Huddersfield, and you get the feeling this could be anything.
Yeah.
But spare a thought for the Huddersfield goalkeeper, Faye Hazelton there. That ball was just out of her reach, wasn't it? And what can you do?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The strike was outstanding, and she did try to get a hand to it, but I think she was slightly off her line, and I think Emma Kelly caught her by surprise, to be honest. I don't think she thought that she was going to hit it from there. And again, what a phenomenal strike, straight over the top. She couldn't get her hands to it, and in the back of that, 3-0 after 22 minutes. What more do we want?
Well, they want another goal, and it's Barker to body, and Katie Barker. Well, that was close, but it flashed across the face of goal, and they are just opening up Huddersfield at will here. It's a really good move, wasn't it, Aaron?
Yeah,
down that left
fantastic.
side.
Just played inside Cataldo from Barker, like a 1-2. You can tell that they now have that relationship where they know each other since Cataldo's come in from Crystal Palace, and you know, she just read exactly what she was going to do, and it was so close. And she looked at the far post again to curl it in, and it was just wide. But again, you can see the gaps opening up, and I do feel for Huddersfield, but Newcastle, you know, they've come out so strong today.
And Katie Barker, if anyone was at the first women's match at St James's Park against Alnwick a couple of years ago, they'll remember she was playing centre forward. Here's Paley Gale. Come back to that thought in a moment. Keeper was off her line. Barker, good feet, and a deflected effort that goes wide. She was a central striker, wasn't she, Katie Barker?
Yeah.
But now she's out on the left, so her position has changed, but she's still contributing goals.
Yeah, and I think, you know, quite right when I look at Katie Barker. She's so good with the ball at her feet. She reminds me a little bit of myself with she's quite tricky, and I think up front on the left works well for her when you've got Bailey Gale in the middle, who holds the ball up a lot more and brings your midfield into play. And I think, yeah, it suited Newcastle fantastic this season. When you've got a front three that are as strong as what these are, you know, the goals speak for themselves, you know.
Alicia Body's corner flicked off the head of Charlotte Potts. Newcastle will build from the back. Yeah, Katie Barker was the first women's team scorer at St James's Park, and you may remember she did the Alan Shearer celebration, and why not? And she's come close a couple of times, and there are definitely more goals for them today.
Yeah, and I feel that Katie Barker will get one today. It's a great occasion for her too. She loves big occasions. I would love to see her score today.
Cataldo brings down the high clearance. Body's ball. Brought out to the right by Potts. Gets it again from Watt. Kelly looking for the hat-trick. Emma Kelly. Well, the goalkeeper will have been pleased that that was straight at her.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic strike though, Emma Kelly. Again, it starts off from Charlotte Potts. That ball in, And then she turns Emma Kelly with her left foot, and with her weaker foot, it was still a good strike, but straight at the keeper.
As well carried by Beth Ibbotson, the number 3 for Huddersfield, under pressure.
Charlotte Potts has been involved as well this season in a lot of goals, starting from the back. And for a centre half to have 5 player of the matches more than anybody else kind of says a lot. You know, she's had an absolutely outstanding season, and she can get a ball from the back, switch play, and she's got the experience from the championship.
Here goes Emma Kelly again in the thick of the action today. Back to Barker. Bailey Gale waits for the cross. It is, and with full respect to Huddersfield Town, almost attack versus defence, isn't it? Based on the opening 27 minutes. Yeah,
it is, and I have to feel for them because, you know, it's a relegation game for them, and that's difficult. They've come out and they've given it a good go, but Newcastle are just so strong. They've been like this all season, keeping the ball possession-wise. As you're seeing now, it's just pass after pass, and that comes down. I think a big thing from that Razor is, Newcastle being professional, and they having that sort of relationship with each other. You know exactly where your teammates are going to run because you're playing with them every day, and that does have a big impact. And you're seeing the performance from Newcastle from it.
Bailey Gale was almost on the end of that Charlotte Potts ball from the back. Amber Keegan-Stobbs through for Paige Bailey Gale. The keeper is out and got there first.
What a ball from Amber, straight through the defence. You could see the gap there, playing it into Paige Bailey Gale, who had already started to make the run. Just a little bit too hard, but unfortunate. Fantastic pass.
You were talking a moment ago, Aaron, about the full-time training that Newcastle do. It's worth remembering that they only moved to the professional model at the beginning of this season, and that's obviously rare for the third tier of women's football.
That's fantastic.
It has given them an advantage, obviously, in terms of signings and contracts they can offer players, but that fitness and, as you said there, the training time together is so critical to the success they're having this season.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're so fortunate. We've got a club that we have, and we've got the backing of the directors. Amanda's always there to support the women. She's here today. She's generally here quite a lot of the time, and she's put a lot into it. And, you know, it's great for the North East to have a professional team and to have one home city and have a women's team that are, you know, being able to kind of compete. Because from me being quite a young kid from 10-year-old, you know, we struggled in the North East to be able to compete because, again, it was down to the money and the funding. Now we've got a club and we've got directors and owners that want women's football up there, and what a fantastic job they're doing.
Offside against Cataldo. Kelly's pass was an accurate one into the corner, but the flag has come up on the near side. Now, Aaron, you mentioned Amanda Staley, the co-owner and director of Newcastle United. She is here in attendance alongside Mehrdad Gadusi. Also watching the women's team today, Darren Eales, the CEO of Newcastle United, the head of the club's men's academy, the respected former player Steve Harper, and Steve Baharrell from the Newcastle United Foundation, also in the crowd at Kingston Park.
Yeah, and it's great to see them all here, and you know, they're all supporting the women, and they're all looking to wherever they can to give better opportunity, so the women have a better platform, which is what they're doing now. And Yeah, it's great to see. I love seeing, you know, like your big guns from Newcastle here, because at the end of the day, it's great support from them, you know.
Olivia Watt wins it back. For mid-April, it's not the warmest day, is it? And we can see there some of the conditions. It's a windy afternoon. It's quite a chill.
Yeah, it's been better than what it has been some of the other Sundays. It's been cold and rainy and windy. It's at least the sun's out a little bit today.
Better than it was last week for most of it.
Yeah.
Alicia Body from distance. Back with Potts as the Huddersfield defence pushes up. Obviously got the lines on the pitch from the rugby. And that helped them with their defensive line. Newcastle tried to get in behind, but just too much behind that through ball. So the early goal from Emma Kelly and Beth Lumsden with a second. Kelly then chipping the goalkeeper to make it 3-0. How would you sum up the performance overall, Aaron?
Yeah. Newcastle absolutely dominated it. First half an hour, I haven't really won one opportunity Huddersfield have, and even then it was cut out at the front post. Domination from midfield, I think, has been the difference. Emma Kelly in there, Amber Keegan-Stubbs as always, closing the ball down and then playing balls in. And Emma Kelly's got herself in the right place, and it's not to say the right time, because she seems to know she's great with positional play, and she's just took her chances. She's been clinical, and I think Huddersfield have really struggled. They're struggling with the wings. Katie Bark and Beth Lumsden down both sides, delivering the crosses in again. You know, it's the deliveries have been fantastic, and the defence haven't been able to clear it in any shape or form. I think Newcastle are just too strong for Huddersfield, and maybe some of the crosses could have been picked up a little bit easier and marked better from Huddersfield, but ultimately can't take it away the fact the finishes were fantastic from Newcastle, you know, and that's just me being a little bit picky. But Newcastle, I had a feeling at the start of this game, in my head I had a bit of a prediction, which was 5-0, and I think I might be wrong on that. I think I might go over that, but it's what I would expect from a team that is playing the heart out this season. 110% from Newcastle Women.
Well, they lead by 3-0. Just over 10 minutes to half time. It's been 12 minutes since they last scored. Body trying to get Lumsden away. What a touch from Beth Lumsden, and she's in on goal. Beth Lumsden produces an important save from the Huddersfield keeper, Hazelton.
What a finish that would have been. She went round two players. They didn't know what to do there. She went round one on the right-hand side and then just dinked her foot over the ball. And I think the only thing was just the strike at the end. But, yeah, class act for Lumsden. Playing brilliant.
Cataldo covering. Body covering, rather, after Cataldo went forward. She hasn't scored yet, Leah Cataldo, since joining Newcastle. Fancies getting involved in all the fun at that end. They'll all want a piece, won't they?
Oh,
today.
100%.
Amber Keegan-Stubbs. That was comfortable for goalkeeper Hazelton.
Yeah, it was fantastic ball over the top from Lumsden. Just looked, they dinked it over the top. She went past two, and then it was just the strike at the end. But ultimately, fantastic. Yeah, Reza went into Kingston Park here. I'm going back 6 months ago, and I did a bit of a talk with the Newcastle women. and I've got to say that how passionate they are is unreal. You've got Charlotte Potts takes things very seriously. If she has a bad game, like you say, she has a bad game, and she analyses her own performances, and she'll have a go at the others. Like it's, yeah, they've got great. They've got a great attitude, you know. They know exactly what they want. They're very driven, and they know they've wanted to win, and that's been from the beginning of the season.
Well, they've won 17 out of their 19 league matches before today. They've got that winning habit. And they're looking for number 4 now with Barker.
It's coming. I feel like it's coming for Katie Barker. She's had a few efforts there, and it's not for herself that she hasn't been able to take them. It's just been that it's either been a little bit short for her or too long where she can get a strike away, but it's definitely on its way.
Paige Bailey-Gale. Now Stobbs, who is absolutely determined to add her name to the list of goal scorers today. For a player who normally sits a bit deeper in midfield and can play in defence, she's been getting involved in a lot of the attacking play.
Yeah, she has, especially in the last couple of games. I've noticed, you're right, she does normally sit quite deep, but I don't know, well, she's getting a lot of joy from the fact that with her pushing up slightly, she's, you know, been getting the shots away, she's been creating, she's been a bit of a magician in there, playing balls in and behind, and one of Newcastle's, you know, strongest players in the last couple of games, down to just to creating goals for other people, you know, and the assists have been there. And it's fantastic to see.
Well, I'm not sure that would register as an attempt on goal. It was headed on there by Scarlett McMahon for Huddersfield, but they worked it nicely.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity. Just skimmed across the top of her head. But again, Newcastle are so good at closing down. And
Paige Bailey-Gale, this is her chance. Away from the goalkeeper. And it's side netting.
Just unlucky there. One-on-one, I think it was a little bit too wide when the angle was hard for her to cut that ball in. But yeah, fantastic ball through. Again, just slightly wide, and she just looked to tip it in. Hard from that angle, to be fair, Isa.
Well, we saw the frustration with hands on her head. She's not really had many opportunities today, has she? Which is perhaps a surprise, given all the goals that she's brought to the Newcastle team. And she scored a hat-trick, didn't she, last time in the 5-1 win over Liverpool Feds? But,
yeah,
I mean, she was on the move as soon as that ball was about to be played.
Yeah.
And they cannot switch off while she's around.
No, absolutely not. You know, I have seen her in games where she's been quiet, but she's one of those players, you know, she could be quiet for 70 minutes and then she just pops up for that 1 minute of the game and scores an outstanding goal. So you can never write her off, because even at the last minute she'll pop up and score. You know, she'll score at the last minute.
Newcastle rewarded a free kick following the Huddersfield ball into the box. And we'll start again with Donnelly. Cataldo onto Barker. Stobbs is pulled out wide right. Lumsden's drifted inside. And here she is. Greenwood. Body to Stobbs, who stayed on the right wing. Great control. Lumsden. Kelly shifts it. Bailey-Gale. And the goalkeeper makes a save, but it comes to Watt. Deflection. Katie Barker, the offside flag is up. However, Barker at the back post thought she had her goal.
What a goal
she was offside.
There was about 30 odd passes led up to that point with a strike. Fantastic play, and to create that the space in the box. I was just unlucky with the finish, but yeah, Newcastle with all the possession there. You could see 1-2s back and forwards, and they just know where each other are.
What a move it was. I didn't want to jinx it with the old curse of the commentator, but pretty much every player did have a touch or a pass in that Newcastle move.
Yeah, I think Grace Donnelly was the only one missing there.
Yeah.
That would have definitely been one of the goals of the season. And the reaction timing from Katie Barker, she's always there for the second ball, but unfortunately, obviously ruled offside, you know.
Bailey Gale makes the run. Back through for Barker. It's good football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kelly trying to get on the end of that. Bailey Gale. Now body. Ran into traffic, and there's just nowhere really for Huddersfield to go up the pitch. Nobody to hit. And Newcastle can start again. 3-0 up. An incredible start with a goal from the first move from the kickoff. And it's been comfortable stuff ever since. Lumsden, who's been one of their star performers today. Stobbs, Barker, no flag this time. It's hit the post. Oh, and Kelly denied the hat-trick by the block on the line.
Katie Barker, she's got her head in her hands again. She's thinking, when's it coming? All starting again from Lumsden, and it was a ball over the top to Katie Barker, who then come off the post. And I think it was Emma Kelly tried to put it in the back of the net. They were lining up there.
It's a quick corner and a short one. Back to body. Stobbs header on. Barker was poised. Kelly, this might be the hat-trick. That would have been some goal to get it. Very good save low down by Hazelton.
Alicia Body. And then it was Amber Keegan-Stobbs. Landed at Kelly's feet for the hat-trick, and she looked to volley it. And it was so close, but it was a good save by the keeper.
For her, it feels like a matter of time before she gets the treble.
Yeah.
Final minute of the first half. Body's ball in. They go back to Cataldo. No way forward, so it's Watt. Now space for Stobbs. Potts is in there. So was Kelly. Hannah Greenwood. Amber Keegan-Stobbs finding all sorts of space. This is Barker. There it is. Katie Barker, having been denied by an offside flag, and then the post, finally has a goal that counts, and Newcastle United are well on course for the title and promotion. They lead by 4 goals to 0.
Grace, I'm absolutely over the moon for her. It's been coming, and again it's Keegan-Stobbs with that delivery, and how about that for a header? Direction was perfect, and weight of the pass was fantastic from Amber, and was just low, and the keeper stood no chance there. Fantastic. 4-0 up in the first half. I think my prediction's going to be wrong.
Well, Katie Barker now has her 13th of the season. She's at level with Georgia Gibson, who is among the substitutes today, and also on the bench, Bridget Galloway, who has 17, and that's Barker's 10th in the league. And 4-0, well, it could have been, and perhaps ought to have been, a couple more.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. That the strength and the depth in the squad is great. You've got the likes of Bridget Galloway with 17 goals. She was scoring goals for fun, and you're bringing the likes of someone sensational like that off the bench. Then it just shows how good your team are in the background. You know, if you've got players on the bench like that, then I feel a little bit sorry for Huddersfield if they bring them on. You know.
Well, we are into additional time at the end of what's been a great first half for those in black and white. Yeah, and Huddersfield will probably just want the whistle, won't they?
Yeah, and thoroughly deserved, Razor. They've had an absolutely fantastic first half. It'll have been everything that Becky had wanted.
They're looking for another one here. Stobbs, well held by the keeper. Could have slipped in Lumsden, but she's really, really finding those good positions, isn't she? Shooting positions, Amber Keegan-Stobbs, and
yeah,
well,
why not? She finds that pocket, and it's always, just in front of, just behind her, the front three, and she sits there and she pivots on it, and she's dropping back into the midfield when needed to cover. But ultimately, it's hard for teams to be able to pick her up because she's that in-between player that moves back and forwards.
Barker with the pullback. Bailey Gale could lay it off for Kelly. Crowded out in the end. And then Stobbs ball through. And they couldn't get it to another black and white shirt, but 4-0 at half-time. A thoroughly professional job by Newcastle United's women, who will be champions, will be promoted for the second year running if they win today. But I'm not so sure, Aaron Embleton, that there's really any if about it. They are, well, very nearly there. It's been such a strong showing in that 45 minutes. Yeah,
it's been absolutely fantastic performance from Newcastle. It's I was hoping they would come out like this, especially on the back of what happened with Portsmouth. Was it the pressure? Is it going to be the crowd? Is it going to affect our performance? But attitude-wise, they've come out. They've scored within 10 seconds. They've continued putting the pressure on. Emma Kelly's been phenomenal in the middle. She's been involved in absolutely everything. And no, absolutely fantastic. I cannot see Newcastle losing this now. I think Huddersfield have really struggled with down the wings. And Amber Keegan-Stobbs was playing in that little pocket, and they find it very hard to pick her up. So, yeah, it would be a big shock to the whole stadium and everyone watching if Newcastle were, going to go and lose this now.
Well, we'll see you very soon for the second half here on NUFC TV. Goals from Emma Kelly, who's got 2, Beth Lumsden, and then Katie Barker mean that at the break it's Newcastle United 4, Huddersfield Town 0. Well, hello again from Kingston Park. The women's team lead by 4-0 against Huddersfield after a very strong opening 45 minutes, and just another 45 minutes separates them from the confirmation that they will be champions of the Women's National League Northern Premier Division and moving up to the Championship for next season. No changes for Newcastle United at half-time. We'll take a check on the team in a second. But during the break, the Newcastle United Women's development team, who won the National League Reserve Northern Division this season, were presented with their championship medals. And at full-time, the first team very likely to be lifting a trophy and getting their medals for winning their league. Aaron Embleton, they are halfway there in terms of today after a brilliant season. What do you want to see from Newcastle in the second half?
To be honest, they've been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's hard. I would just be being honest, nitpicking, a bit more clinical maybe in front of goal. They've had, we've had plenty of chances, a hatful of them. We could add a lot more goals than we're already on at 4. But if I was to pick something out, would be that, and maybe,
Here's Emma Kelly. She's looking for a hat-trick. Bailey Gale, close to her first of the afternoon. Not even sure she got a touch, but she was pretty close to just applying the perfect finish. Yeah,
it just needed a touch there, and it was in the back of the net. But yeah, really, if I was kind of going back to what I was mentioning, that if I would probably, from Becky's point of view, you're 4-0 up, give a couple of the people, the subs on the bench, a run. I would love to see Jasmine McQuaid come on. She's been a massive impact player for us. Every time she's come on, she's virtually scored. She's come through the development side into straight into the first team. So yeah, I would like to see some of the youngsters, maybe see Anna Soulsby, local Geordie girl, see her on the pitch, and give some of the players a rest now, because for me, there would have to be something sadly wrong if we lost at this point, Just give them some experience in that, to feel with a crowd like the sort of size that we've got today, give them that experience under the belt, the younger ones.
The Newcastle team, the 11 that's out there, unchanged from the first half, is Grace Donnelly, the goalkeeper, Olivia Watt, Charlotte Potts, Leah Cataldo, the back 3, 4 in midfield. It's like a box formation. Amber Keegan-Stobbs, the captain, Hannah Greenwood, Emma Kelly and Alicia Boddy. Beth Lumsden on the right, Katie Barker playing on the left of the attack, and Paige Bailey Gale through the middle. And they've got this free kick to think about, Newcastle. There's Barker's header. Kelly's clearance hit Cataldo. And it's going to be a goal kick. They've just about done enough to deal with that. Newcastle, who have on the bench today Tyler Dodds, Georgia Gibson, Casey Elson, Bridget Galloway and Jasmine McQuaid. And the Huddersfield team is Faye Hazelton, the goalkeeper, Rebecca Beresford, Scarlett McMahon, Beth Ibbotson, Beth Stansfield, Cara Fields, Ashley Turipke, Charlotte Gill, Rhea Montgomery, Yasmin Mason and Kate Malin. Kelly's offside as Newcastle tried to attack. The Huddersfield bench, Lauren Joyce, Kyra Brown-Simpson, Eleanor Lambert and Caitlin Devins. Not quite the explosive start to the second half that we saw in the first, when Newcastle, through Emma Kelly, scored in the first move from the kick-off. Ball hitting the net after about 10 seconds.
Yeah, what a blistering start that was to kick off the game, and I think that early goal put us right instead for how we were going to play for the rest of the game, and it really has. The momentum stayed all way throughout. I'm sure Glenn Preston at half-time will have taken a look at things and have looked to try what way to counteract us. But again, it's very, very difficult with the quality of players that we have. A lot of these players, well, I say a group of them, have played at some sort of age for international level, or they've come down from the championship. So we're quite fortunate we've got that experience behind our team.
Cataldo goes back inside to Body. He's taken off. Barker tries to get in the way. Now Bailey Gale, strong play. And the shot goes wide.
Referee's just pulled up for free kick there. Very strong in the challenge, Bailey Gale. Oh no, I thought he had, but he hasn't.
Let it go.
Yeah, it was shoulder to shoulder, to be fair, and she is very strong, and when she receives the ball back towards goal, you'll see she always puts her arms up and she can shield the ball very well, which makes it very difficult for the defenders to take the ball off her.
And here she is in the wide left position. Cataldo's ball cut out. Here's Newcastle's throw. Charlotte Potts, who's won the most player of the match awards for Newcastle this season with 5. And anyone who's seen her play will not be surprised, because she is always one of their standout performers. And what a ball that is for Stobbs, with options in the middle. Bailey Gale, Kelly, back to Barker, shifts it and then hits it. And what about that? Katie Barker, that's a stunning goal, curling it into the far top corner to make it Newcastle United 5, Huddersfield Town 0.
What a finish. Again, all starting from Charlotte Potts again, where that ball, diagonal switch ball, plays it in Amber Keegan Stobbs, and the cross was just, it was on a penny really. Look, and then Emma Kelly picked it up, and what a goal for power behind. She just put her foot through it, and the keeper had no chance. There was too much power behind that, and the keeper dived, but it was way over the top of her. Fantastic. Katie Barker has been class act this season, quality finishing, and she deserves it.
Her 14th of the campaign, and we were talking about Kelly trying to get the hat-trick. Barker will be looking for her treble.
We've got a couple now sitting on a hat-trick, and it's who's going to get it first. But yeah, you know, as a team performance today, 5-0 just after half-time, you know, if I was Becky, I would be sitting there. She'll be sitting smiling and thinking all that hard work, all that stress as you have as a manager throughout the season, and the worry and the panic, and it's all good and well. You know, you might think I only need one more game to come away with a title, but that one more game can be very difficult to kind of clinch, and they've come out and they've not felt like there's been, it's not fazed them at all. You know, I can't say it doesn't look like, or they're hiding it well if there's been a lot of pressure behind. They've came out and give it their all, and this scoreline reflects that.
And although they were promoted last season, Aaron, it went right down to the wire, to the final day. Yeah. And the pressure really was on them. Yeah. They needed a win on the final day, didn't they, to win the league ahead of Durham Sestre, who were their nearest challengers, and obviously the goal difference came into play in the end. The previous year they lost out narrowly as well to Liverpool Feds from the division below, as they were both in then. Yeah. So this time it has been in a higher league. Yeah. Relatively more comfortable, hasn't it, their march to the title?
100%. It's one of them. I think that clearly Becky and the team have gone through those times, and they've put the pressure on themselves and experience. They've learned that when they've got it, take the chance. And And that's exactly what they've done today. They've learned from the fact that they took it to the wire last season. And
Lumsden to Watt. Beth Lumsden again. Oh! And now she has her second of the match. And it's 6-0 to Newcastle United's women. The goals just keep on coming at Kingston Park.
Yeah, and what a fantastic finish that was. Again, power, it seems to be beating the keeper all ends up today. But a great pass out wide. And then it was a fantastic dart in from Lumsden. Brought it into Olivia Watt, but she got a 1-2 back on the edge of the box and she fired it in the bottom left-hand corner. Again, clinical finishing, and every single chance that Newcastle seem to be creating, moving forward, every attack, it seems to be ending in a goal, and that's absolutely fantastic. It's shown that, you know, they're taking their chances, even so better than the first half.
So much power behind that effort, wasn't there? The goalkeeper not going to be stopping it.
Goalkeeper didn't stand a chance, and that's no, you know, reflection on the goalkeeper's performance. It's just how good that we're playing today. You know, we're taking our chances and we're finishing them well.
Huddersfield made a change after the goal went in. Coming on is number 42, Caitlin Devins. She's on the right side, just out of our picture at the moment. And the player who went off was Ashley Turipke. And Beth Lumsden with a ball towards Paige Bailey-Cale. Stopped again by the goalkeeper. Now Kelly won't come for Barker. Despite having conceded 6 times, Huddersfield's Faye Hazelton has made some pretty impressive and important saves.
Yeah, she
but
has.
for her, it would potentially be double figures.
Yeah, 100%. She has. She's stopped quite a few. Some of it may be that, you know, was directed at her, but ultimately she's made some good saves today, and she's kept her team, and damage limitation, she's keeping the score down, you know.
Might be some Newcastle changes coming soon. Ball in behind for Lumsden, on the run again. Bailey-Cale looking for it, but it's too close to Hazelton. And we can take another look. The Huddersfield defence are not enjoying playing against Beth Lumsden with her running and all of the damage she's doing on that far side.
Not at all. It's Barker and Lumsden on both sides. They just don't know how to deal with them. They're so quick. Lumsden's very, very fast, and she's cutting in every time. And then swinging in the cross, it's either a cross or she's actually getting a shot away, and that's where the goals are coming. Left and right back, I've seen them tuck in. If they tuck in, you know, you've got Charlotte Potts playing over the ball over the top, so they're getting in behind. If they come out, Lumsden's going through the gaps for them to play the ball through. So either way that they're changing tactics, Newcastle are just adapting to that and doing the opposite.
Jasmine McQuaid and Bridget Galloway have gone up the touchline to warm up. 2 players who know where the net is themselves, and I'm sure will be licking their lips and thinking there'll be goals for them, assuming they come on and Becky Langley, the manager, makes some changes. The 11 that started have got through almost an hour. There's 2 league matches still to come after this one, so there is more football to be played for Newcastle this season. Both away games, incidentally. They've got to go to Halifax and West Brom before the season ends.
I think if, you know, today's game 6-0 up, I would hope that we come away with the title today.
Here's a ball from Greenwood. Barker and Kelly are at the back post. Cataldo in the box. Body, he's got space to shoot. Took a deflection, then there was a block, and now Amber Keegan-Stobbs has committed a foul.
Yeah. I would expect, you know, the title for us to win the title today. It would have been 6-0, and then the last couple of games at the end of the season, again, there's no pressure then, and and then you can let your bench get some game time and experience, and I think that's probably the likelihood what Becky will do there on, and that's good, you know. It just gives those subs a chance, or the squad. She might completely change half of the squad and bring some of even the odd development player in again to gain that experience, what they need. But ultimately, it takes a massive boatload of pressure off when you're winning 6-0 and, you know, you've still got 2 games to go knowing you've won the title.
Here come the changes. There's no fourth official at this level, so the assistant referee has to process the substitutions. And Hannah Greenwood, the first player to leave the field. And Paige Bailey-Gale is also coming off. Disappointed she hasn't scored, but played her part in a fine Newcastle performance. And Jasmine McQuaid there with the bright green boots, and the other player, Bridget Galloway, have come on. So McQuaid probably in a forward role in midfield. Looks like Kelly might have dropped back, and Aaron Galloway has gone up front.
Yeah, Galloway plays a very similar role to Paige Bailey-Gale. She will hold the ball up, play in the midfield, and back, and she finished 17 goals so far this season. Again, bringing Jasmine McQuaid on, one of the youngsters of the team, but she's been playing absolutely phenomenal. And so far this season, she's on 11 goals. So yeah, you know, you can see the potential coming through from the development squad when you've got the likes of Jasmine McQuaid coming in and scoring that amount of goals and making an impact as she does.
It's a good run by Stobbs. McQuaid to the right, the other substitute Galloway through the middle. Here is Jasmine McQuaid. And Amber Keegan Stobbs. Well, I don't know if she's getting closer, but she's continuing to try.
Yeah, she is. She's thinking, oh, why not have a go? It's 6-0 up, definitely. Yeah, blistering through the midfield, that she does. She drives through and just knocks it out wide to Jazz McQuaid, who was sat in a bit of space then. It was a 1-2, and she just thought, I'm going to have a shot here. And just the direction wasn't on it. She just sat back a little bit, and it just went wide. But unlucky. It is coming for her.
It's 6-0 to Newcastle United Women. Goal scoring started by this player, Emma Kelly, after about 10 seconds. The last match here against Liverpool Feds, they set a record for an attendance at Kingston Park. It was 4,256. Newcastle were hoping today to get about 6,500. Well, we can tell you that the crowd for this one is 7,382. So not only have they smashed the record, they have exceeded their expectations for today's attendance. 7,382 watching Newcastle United's women.
Unbelievable, Reza. That's outstanding. Obviously, like you were saying, the last game was already, you know, record breaking, and then to have this game, and
it's Lumsden's ball in. Stobbs with the knockdown. Huddersfield clear.
Yeah, under you know, a promotional game, and that's what you want for women's sport and for women's football in the North East, and to have as many supporters turn up today to support the team is phenomenal.
Lumsden has been non-stop in the second half. Stobbs towards Barker. Oh, nearly the hat-trick.
Yeah, she did. It was a great delivery into the box, a little clip in there. And I think she was kind of, whether a side footed actually volley it, and I think she sliced it in the end, but it was so close. Yeah, fantastic delivery. She did. It was just a slice, but she had getting a clear connection. That would have just flew into the back of the net. Again, another chance for Newcastle, and they just keep coming.
Yeah, well, the 3 players who've each scored 2 goals are still out there. Who's going to be first to get the hat-trick? Barker, Lumsden or Kelly? And Barker's already hit the post as well. Kelly's had other chances.
Yeah, I think Katie Barker's she's always hungry, and she'll be searching for that hat-trick, but so will the others.
Newcastle's just got to watch. Here's a player on her shoulder. And Rhea Montgomery, the number 9 for Huddersfield. What Newcastle won't want, Aaron, is for, with such a significant lead, for maybe the game to drift and for Huddersfield to get some encouragement and chances at the other end. But if anything, it's looking more like going 7 than 6-1, and there's Galloway, but can't get the better of McMahon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Teresa.
They want the clean sheet, don't they?
Of course they do, and you know, Yasmin Mason, number 14 for Huddersfield, scored 6 goals this season for them. She really is a good forward, and Newcastle's managed to keep her quiet, which is great for us. But yeah, we don't want to give her an opportunity, because she will take it. She's going to go. That
was a lovely move involving Lumsden, who has taken a knock there from the challenge after the flag went up. Watt played the ball back through to her. She might need some treatment, Beth Lumsden.
Yeah, she's just lying there, and it's hard to say whether, you know, it's as a player, when you go down, sometimes you just want to break up the play, and I don't know if she has had a knock or whether she's just looking to break up the play. There was a little touch inside from Liv Watt. Yeah, she was blocked off. She knew exactly what she was doing, the Huddersfield defender, and she just blocked Beth Lumsden off and put me teeth back in.
While Beth Lumsden gets checked out, the announcement of the attendance that we brought you a few minutes ago is made across the public address system, and it is a huge number of spectators. They've got a habit of setting attendance records, Newcastle United Women and their supporters, and they've done so again today. We might be about to see the introduction of a couple more players from the bench. Newcastle might take Beth Lumsden off here, and she's thankfully back up. She's having a storming match, but she's going to be replaced by Tyler Dodds, who comes onto the field, and Casey Elson is going to be the next player on, and there'll be no hat-trick for the brilliant Katie Barker, who's had a terrific game. Her 2 goals, part of the 6 that have been scored. Elson, a like-for-like replacement on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just as we kind of mentioned earlier, we predicted that there would be quite a few changes, and totally granted, you know, you can rest some of your players. You don't want to get knocks and injuries if you don't need to, and Tyler Dodds, the first part of this season, she's, you know, the assists were just out of this world. She has a delivery beyond belief when it comes to curling the ball into the danger area for the likes of your forwards. And when you've got the likes of Galloway sat there waiting, she doesn't miss. So I would be expecting Tyler Dodds straight away to come straight in the game and start whipping them crosses into the danger area.
That's an interesting looking ball. Galloway tried to bring it down. Dodds back to Galloway again. Beresford for Huddersfield and Dodds for Newcastle United. Kelly to Watt. Stobbs goes wide. Dodds takes a touch and then sticks it in there. Keeper's off a line. Elson didn't really get much on it. The referee spotted a foul.
Yeah, the referee pulled up there, but I mean, the keeper came for the ball, and I think she thought she could get to it, and it went over the top from the delivery, and it was just unlucky. It just went over the top of Newcastle. It could have been so much worse. It could have been in the back of the net there.
There's one player on the bench, Aaron, who we haven't seen today for Newcastle. Georgia Gibson, who would normally start in an attacking midfield role. She's one of their best and most important players. She's got 13 goals this season, third top scorer. She must have a knock or something, because it's very unusual not to see her playing.
Has to be Reza. She's been one of the main players for Newcastle United this season. She's been phenomenal. She's scored at St James's Park against Portsmouth. Like, she's there for the big stage, and all the goals she's been scoring. But ultimately, there's got to be something. She must have picked up a knock in training through the week, and they don't want to risk her. Obviously, probably to see how the game went, and if there was any sort of, if we was struggling, then Becky maybe could potentially bring her on. But if they don't need to, she's clearly, something's happened this week in training, because they've not risked her, they've not brought her on, which gives a big hint to me she's had a knock somewhere down the line, And
she's jogging and stretching at the moment along the touchline as Amber Keegan-Stobbs gets examined by the medical team.
I would love to see her come on, Reza, because she's been phenomenal this season, and she's one of them players, that she represents Newcastle in a massive way, and everyone knows that. So it would be great to see her enter the pitch, just to play as part of the, be part of this promotional game, and it's a memory, isn't it? And even if she can bring her on for the last 15 minutes, would be fantastic to see.
20 to play, and Newcastle looking to add to their 6 goals. The last of the goals came in the 54th minute, so it's been a little while, but the fans who are here have been treated to plenty of entertaining attacking football. Amber Keegan-Stobbs, I think, is going to come back on. They have 10 players temporarily, United.
Yeah, she's just on the sideline there, waiting to come on.
Layoff from Elson, one of the 4 substitutes introduced by manager Becky Langley. Now Amber Keegan-Stobbs is waved back on by referee Andrew Bailey.
Oh, what a ball from, again, Charlotte Potts.
Dodds on the chase. It's Watt in the penalty area. Back towards Dodds. And Huddersfield defended that pretty well, and Charlotte Potts tripped by Rhea Montgomery.
Yeah, Charlotte Potts just looking to turn with the ball there, and she was just clipped. She knew exactly what she was doing, just to slow the play down, but it won't affect Charlotte Potts at all. She'll get up, take it on the sleeve, and off she goes again.
Nice ball by Body. Watts towards Dodds. Stay on the attack from the throw. McQuaid trying to force her way through. Galloway somehow got the shot off. It's back to Jasmine McQuaid. Huddersfield closing off the space. Body from distance. Well, they are committed in their defensive work, Huddersfield. Newcastle looking to come again. Elson, nice touch. McQuaid, she's gone for it. Oh! Jasmine McQuaid hits number 7 for Newcastle United from distance. It flew into the corner of the net, off the goalkeeper, and the celebrations at Kingston Park just continue. Every
time, Reza, she comes off the bench. She's been playing the last couple of games, but she comes off the bench, and again, she's done what she does best. She's got an eye for goal, and she's so young, and the potential's there, and I can see Jazz McQuaid going far in the future. She just takes a touch out of her feet and unleashes that shot. And again, it's got power behind it. She placed it. The keeper had no chance.
Well, she wants another one. She might get it. It's too close to the goalkeeper and then behind.
And again, you know, Stubbs, one thing I have noticed, the leadership coming from Stubbs is fantastic. She's so encouraging to the younger players coming on, and when the likes of Jazz comes on, you know, she fills them with confidence, and that makes a big difference.
She's put the pressure on Huddersfield defenders there, and Casey Elson driving into the penalty area. Jasmine McQuaid almost had a second. It's another good save by Faye Hazelton.
Yeah, she's only been on 5 minutes, and you're quite right, Nelly had a second there, but yeah, she brings a different dynamic to the team, and she's got the speed, she's skillful, she'll have a shot from anywhere, but yeah, fantastic.
Corner kick to be taken by Alicia Boddy. They've got one player back, Newcastle. Committed plenty into the middle. Charlotte Potts trying to scramble it in. And they've managed to add another goal, and it is Charlotte Potts right in the middle. She adds her name to the score sheet, and Newcastle United Women have 8.
Yeah, I think my prediction was wrong, but yeah, it was a bit. I missed this because it was a bit of a scramble in the box, and I couldn't see what was what there, but thoroughly deserved. And Charlotte Potts, again, she's been along there with the likes of Amber, pushing the team all season, leads by example, and comes up with a goal, and I'm so pleased for her. She deserved that.
And again, with all due respect to Huddersfield Town, Aaron, can they go and make it double figures in the remaining quarter of an hour?
15 minutes to go, and the rate Newcastle's been scoring, absolutely yes. It could end up double figures, and what a way.
Oh, McQuaid with a ball in behind, and Galloway was trying to get on the end of it. Taken down by the defender.
Yeah, she was completely checked out. The defender knew exactly what she was doing. She was running onto it. She just body checked her to stop her running through. I don't know if the referee's looking at a card here. Yeah, Jazz McQuaid that ball, and she thought, no, you're not getting through. And it was Beth Stanfield, and she just blocked her completely off the ball.
I didn't hear the whistle go, and they're not set up on the pitch as if an attacking free kick will be taken, but there's shoulder to shoulder, and there's blocking off, and there's obstruction.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and that was a carbon copy of a foul that you would see, like, where you know exactly what you're doing as a defender. You're there to stop the player going through so she doesn't run onto the ball, and she did that. And for me, in the laws of the game, that's a yellow card.
Georgia Gibson is going to be coming on shortly. Bridget Galloway should be able to continue. The chant of the referees a Mackham is going around Kingston Park, not for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, the crowd aren't happy.
If anything, something like that's going to make Galloway even hungrier. She is on 17 goals this season.
Yeah,
she'll be looking at 20, won't she, in this game and the remaining 2 that will follow. Yes. She's played a part here in releasing McQuaid, and just wide. Well, Emma Kelly puts her hands on her head because she was inches away from a hat-trick goal.
It was, and there was just an error there at the back from Huddersfield. Allowed us to plough forward and just wide of the post. But yeah, it's just one after another now. It's coming in waves. I can just see Zamba going off for a drink there. Yeah, thought she was coming off. But Alicia Body doing a change. And there's Georgia Gibson coming on, which she really deserves to be on the pitch.
Fifth and final change made by Becky Langley. Georgia Gibson there wearing number 10. And Alicia Body, the player that she has replaced.
Yeah, and Becky definitely wants her involved for the final whistle, because she's been instrumental for this team all season, and only purely down to the fact she must have taken a knock or she would have been playing. She's one of the first names on the team sheet. Introducing her now, so she's part of it, which absolutely she should be.
Galloway on the chest and just wide of the keeper's left-hand post.
Yeah, Galloway, the amount of goals that she scored this season, the 17, like, she'll take a goal from anywhere. And again, you're seeing that she'll do the dramatics. She will, chest the ball and then try and do an overhead kick, things like that. So she can pretty much get a goal from anywhere. She's got great ability. I have to feel for Huddersfield though, Reza, because it's a long drive home and it's basically a relegation for them, and ultimately you're going home, depending what the score ends on, already 8. It can't be a nice journey home.
Well, that's the other side of it. Huddersfield began today second bottom, 7 points from safety with 3 to play. So this will mean they stay in the third tier. That will end as Newcastle likewise leave this division, but they are going up. They are winning the title, and in a few minutes we're told that there'll be an announcement over the public address system to tell the supporters, and I think tell the players for the first time, because I believe they don't know this yet, that they will be presented with the trophy for winning the league title. So rather than wait and do it at the end of the season, it's going to happen here today, which is their final home match. But I'm told it's been kept secret from them.
And that's phenomenal. The players, it's a last home game, it's record breaking, and you want to be able to receive the medals and the cup in front of your home fans. You really do. It'll mean a lot.
Here's Jasmine McQuaid. What a run this is. Still McQuaid. Won't come for Gibson. It might for Elson. Casey Elson. Goal number 9. Might have taken a nick on the way through. But Newcastle United Women just can't stop scoring goals.
No, they can't. And again, they're taking every chance. Jasmine McQuaid running down the line, taking on, and then just looking to clip it in there in a fantastic finish. Katie Elson comes on, scores the goal, and there's number 9. Number 10's looking quite promising with 8 minutes to go. It's absolutely fantastic for the region, and we may well see a derby. We'll definitely see a weird derby with Durham, but whether Sunderland are sitting at the top of the championship currently at the moment, with Palace a game in hand and 1 point behind, so it's sketchy how that's going to play out. It's very close for Sunderland whether they're going to stay in this league or whether they get promoted to the WSL. But there's definitely derbies on the way.
It's a corner kick, and the announcement about the trophy presentation drew a huge cheer. And I'm sure most of the 7,300 at Kingston Park will want to stay and want to share that moment. And they want to see a 10th goal as well. They want double figures. They've already Done double figures this season, Newcastle, in a game. It's well handled by the goalkeeper. They're not going to get goal number 10 there.
Absolutely, Razor. I mean, these women out there today are inspiring the next generation, and all little girls in the stands here. It's fantastic for them to be able to see their team, pick up the cup and show them that, women's footballers can be professional, and that's what it's all about. The crowds have got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm sure they'll continue, and I'm hoping they'll continue to get bigger. So yeah, I feel this season they've gone from strength to strength, not just the club, the team, and the depth in the team.
Huddersfield double change, leaving the pitch Rhea Montgomery, number 9, and also number 11, Rebecca Beresford. And the players coming on, Kyra Brown-Simpson and Eleanor Lambert. I mentioned Newcastle have already scored double figures in one game this season. That was an 11-3 win over Fylde. This is Georgia Gibson. Well, she's normally good for a goal.
Yeah,
tested the keeper there. It was pushed behind. They did score 9 against Mancunian Unity in an FA Cup tie in November, but that was a 9-2 win. The Fylde match, they won by 11 goals to 3. So this 9-goal margin is their biggest of the season.
Yeah, and
Potts looking to get on the end of this. It's a goal kick, though.
Definitely to keep it. Grace Donnelly's been looking to keep a clean sheet. They don't want to be letting a goal in, even though they're 9 ahead. But every team wants to keep a clean sheet, and I think that's what they'll be doing. Especially Charlotte Potts, I've noticed she's been a little bit more vocal in the last 20 minutes, and she's just getting the back two to just pull in and cut in there, just to keep it tight at the back.
Watt has got Dodds free. Out wide right. Galloway moves it on to Tyler Dodds. McQuaid in the middle. Elson in there too. Too much height on the cross. It's Newcastle's ball from this throw. 4 minutes to play, plus whatever they decide to add on. And then the trophy will be presented to Newcastle United's women for the Women's National League Northern Premier Division.
Straight out of play there. And yeah, Rizzo, what a time to be involved in women's football right now. It's gone from strength to strength in general, from the Lionesses down over, and it's great to see.
Charlotte Potts, judged to have committed a foul. She has a problem there. She's taken her boot off. I think it must have come loose in that tackle.
All the supporters there, all the younger ones that I mentioned before, they've all lined up against the barrier waiting for the final whistle to go so they can see to them their heroes, which is fab. I love it. It so makes me smile because of where I've come from, my era to this.
That's all part of the journey that they're on and part of the success that they've had. This is Elson. There's 2 to the right. Galloway let it run and maybe didn't get a call about the defender. That could have been the moment for the 10th goal.
That was so close. Yeah, she didn't have a little look over her shoulder, and she thought that there was no one there for the ball to run in, and then she would get a strike away, but there was just the left back was there just to cut the ball off.
Well, still time. Let's go and round it all off with one more.
Yeah, it would be great to see. Just to finish it off on 10.
Gibson's header. Here they go. McQuaid. Elson making the run. Dodds brought into the attack. Tyler Dodds. Straight into the midriff of the keeper.
So close. Again, similar sort of player to Katie Barker. Just cut inside. She's got a great left foot on her, Tyler Dodds, and she was looking for that far corner. It unfortunately just went straight into the keeper's hands.
Potts trying to get it over the top. McQuaid's got it back. Elson wants it switched. Kelly gets it square. Now there's a cry. Player coming in on her shoulder. Dodds with the back heel. McQuaid. Little dink. Elson's offside.
What a ball that was. It's having the vision and knowing your surroundings, and Jazz McQuaid there, despite the fact it's been offside, it's just the thought behind it, dinked over the top there, and it was just laid on straight to Elson, and unfortunately offside. But again, fantastic piece of play.
Well, the 90 minutes are up, and we're playing on into additional time. We don't know how much time we've got.
No.
The only sense in which it matters is whether Newcastle can hit double figures, I suppose. They've had 2 chances in the last couple of minutes to do just that. Gibson in behind for Elson, who's got the pace to get there and get away. Looking for Galloway. It's too close to the keeper. Maybe it's not going to come.
And it was great first time control from Elson down the left there. She was running on, and it was a little bit awkward, and again her first touch was fab, which allowed her to get that cross into the middle.
Stobbs to McQuaid. It's relentless attacking and pressure from Newcastle in pursuit of number 10. Intercepted before it reached Gibson. Watt up the line to Dodds. Onto McQuaid. Lovely touch. Gibson likewise into the corner for Dodds, who hangs up the cross. Georgia Gibson!
There it is.
Well, it really has been the perfect day for Newcastle United Women. And Georgia Gibson, one of their most influential players, might just have rounded it all off with a 10th goal.
Yeah, and it was the cross there. It was Tyler Dodds, fantastic cross, and it just kind of, with the power hit come off her body, directed into the bottom of the corner. But it's that player again. She's got a thing for big occasions, when I mentioned it earlier, and she's come on and for 10-15 minutes, and she's probably got the final goal of the game just to taper it off. And to be honest with you, if you were writing the script, that's how you would write it.
Well, they kept beating at the door, and eventually they got through for the 10th goal there. Biggest margin of victory of the season. They might have time to go and equal the 11 they scored against Fylde in November. They need to stop Huddersfield from pulling one back here, which would not be in the script.
No, it wouldn't. There can't be much left now, Razor. There wasn't in it. I think there was twice. Those 2 players went down. So for me, maximum 4 minutes.
And still we play on. Kelly, who's been so close a couple of times to her hat-trick. Stobbs in behind. That's going to run for a corner kick if they've time to take it in the 94th minute. It'll be Kelly who will deliver the ball. She heads across to the corner on the near side. Becky Langley, her staff, the rest of the squad, those who've been involved today and not, are on their feet, leaning against the advertising board, ready to celebrate when the whistle is blown. It's a good ball in. McQuaid. And they get another corner. Referee has a look at his watch. Andrew Bailey will decide when enough is enough.
Yeah, it's got to be around about now, Reza.
We're into the 5th additional minute. Elson next to the keeper. Gibson there with her 2 arms in the air, close to the 6-yard line. Dodd's delivery. Cataldo, Gibson, claim for a penalty. And it's eventually scrambled clear.
Yeah, it was bouncing around. And I think potentially it could have been a penalty there, but I mean, 10-0 up. I don't think the referee's going to pull for that.
Elson to McQuaid, back again. Galloway in the middle. Wouldn't fall for her. Newcastle United's women have done it. Back-to-back promotions. Title winners once again. And they continue their climb up the women's football pyramid. There'll be a championship club next season into the 2nd tier. And now the celebrations at Kingston Park can really begin. They've wrapped up the title and their promotion in quite some style, defeating Huddersfield Town by 10 goals to 0.
Yeah, what a display. I didn't know at the start of this game, I mentioned that how do I think that they would react under pressure after the Portsmouth game, that we all obviously thought that they would go and, you know, win that game, and I think the pressure got a little bit much for them. But today they've come out, and any sort of questions that anybody had of how they were going to be able to deal with that, they've just smashed it out the park. Absolutely fantastic. They've had a phenomenal season, and you know, they've built a base at this club now, and that's from the likes of Sue, the director of the women, to Becky and Andy, and obviously, you know, even before that, Amanda, and to the players, and you can just see this club being elated with winning obviously the league now, and I can only see a very, very bright future for this club and this team.
Well, as we can see the players embracing and sharing the joy as the FA Women's National League branding boards are brought onto the pitch. The winners' medals, championship winner medals, are laid out on a table next to it, close to the halfway line. Just out of shot at the moment is the trophy on a platform with the purple and white ribbons blowing in the breeze. Newcastle United's women will be getting their hands on that very soon. Amber Keegan-Stobbs will be lifting the trophy, the silverware that this season's been all about for the women's team, who lost a cup final last month, a cup final they were expected to win, but they've responded from that blow and just kept winning in the league. And 8 league victories in succession for Newcastle United's women since a home defeat, another shock by Nottingham Forest in January. They bounced back and just kept going, and they've gone all the way. And this is going to be, Aaron, the stuff of dreams for those players. A big number of them are from the northeast, are Newcastle United fans, and they're going to be champions in black and white.
It is. It's where dreams are made of, literally, for, you know, your local players, not just your local, like every part, you know, players part of that team. I mean, you just have to look there. Amanda Staveley is in tears. If that doesn't say something, that they are you can see the true belief in the want and the will to win is right there. And it's amazing. Like, you can see the girls now, they're elated, but absolutely, I'm so over the moon for them. It really is quite emotional for me to now see this, after watching them all season, and how they've developed and how they've come on, and the work that's been put in, and the attitudes to get to this point is amazing, and especially be crowned champions on the last home game of the season. I mean, what else can you ask for? Fantastic.
There's the manager, Becky Langley, getting a hug from Newcastle co-owner Mehrdad Gadusi, and just before that, Darren Eales, the CEO at St James's Park. The players have come across to the near side, where the majority of the fans are held, and they are giving thanks to the supporters. So it may be some time before the presentation begins, because they want to soak this up and they want to enjoy the moment. These things probably can be over all too quickly, so take their time, and then the presentation will begin.
Yeah, the atmosphere is electric in here. All the supporters pushed forward. They want to be close to the players. They want to take photographs. And the players, you can see them, they're just elated, and it's fantastic to see. They've worked so hard all season for this, and, you know, as a player, you do sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice, you know, to an extent, a social life, because you're professional, and it's 24/7. You do sacrifice a lot, but, you know, for the times like today, where you've got that, you know, the winning feeling, and you're part of success, always outweighs the fact of what you can't participate in.
Well, there are players there in the green tracksuits, part of the squad, who weren't involved today, some through injury, others missing out on a place in the 16 for the match. Most of the Newcastle girls are there, and like they're going to get ready with the champagne, the medals and the trophy pretty soon.
I love seeing the Katie Barker with the sunglasses on their ears as she was dancing away, joining in, and it's just great to see them. Like, you know, there's always that feeling when you're leading, and look at Newcastle back in '96, Man United 12 points clear. We know the feeling. So we've had it where you can expect something, and it's not good to expect. But today they didn't. They went out and they just performed exactly how they wanted to perform, and a 10-0 was a fab performance.
We'll stay with these pictures and get ready for the trophy lift. Now the ribbons on the cup really being blown around in the wind. It's a good job it's a weighted and heavy trophy, otherwise it might have been knocked off its plinth.
Yeah.
It is breezy afternoon here on Tyneside. A team photo to commemorate and herald their title success. And these will be the moments that they'll look back on with the pictures and the videos and remember forever. And their objective achieved this season. They've won the league. They were always favourites, but they saw off Burnley, who started the season strongly, and then finished by moving back up to second, and also managed to overcome the challenge of Nottingham Forest, the only team to beat them in a league fixture, and they did that here at Kingston Park. And Newcastle United have reached a point where they cannot be caught. And now the players will be given their medals. They received runners-up medals last month in Luton at Kenilworth Road in the National League Cup final. Not the medals they wanted. They wanted gold, not silver. Well, today they get the top prize. And the right colour medal around their necks.
We will read them out one by one, so please, it goes without saying, make some serious noise for every single member of our title winners, Newcastle United Women! Please welcome first, Grace Donnelly! Olivia Watts. Jodie Barton. Tyler Dawes. Emma Kelly. Katie Barker. Georgia Gibson. Casey Elson. Cara Milne-Redhead. Shauna Wilkinson. Hannah Greenwood. Becky Ferguson. Aaron Nelson. Bridget Galloway. Anna Soulsby. Naomi Minogue. Jasmine McQuaid. Alicia Bonnet. Charlotte Potts. Nikki Diaz. Hannah Reid. Ben Lumsden. Leah Cataldo. Paige Bailey Gay. Daisy Burns. Kira Stelzman. Grace Boyce. Lily Woods. And please welcome up all of our Newcastle United Women backroom staff, led by head coach, the one, the only, Becky Langley.
Well, a huge reception for Becky Langley and her backroom team, who now go and get their medals. And last to be called on will be the captain, Amber Keegan-Stobbs, who will then go and get the trophy. And Newcastle United's women will be officially crowned Women's National League Northern Premier Division champions.
And so thoroughly deserved, absolutely. The amount of goals they've scored this season, the amount they've conceded, at least, is just been streets ahead of any other team in that league. And you could say today, you could say the quality on the pitch and justified of why they're being crowned champions today.
Here we go.
And last, but certainly by no means least, our Newcastle United Women team captain, make some noise for Amber Keegan-Stobbs! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please make some noise, get loud and get proud for our FA Women's National League Northern Premier Division champions 2023-2024 Newcastle United Women!
The trophy lift to cap it all off, to herald their successful season. It's what they had been dreaming of and working towards. And today those Geordie dreams came true at Kingston Park. A 10-0 win over Huddersfield Town, and Newcastle United's women's team back-to-back promotions have been secured. They're going to be in the Championship next season, the second tier of women's football. Final thought, Aaron Embleton, as the celebrations continue. I know you've enjoyed watching the women this season. What's next for them? How far can they go?
They can go all the way, Reza. They really can. This club's got everything behind them. I can only see a very bright future. The squad's getting stronger and stronger as they bring more players in. You've got the likes of your management team have been absolutely outstanding, and I can only see further in the future. You know, I'm going to give it 4 years, and I would say Newcastle and the WSL on TV.
Well, that's where they want to go, led by Becky Langley and Amanda Staveley, the director and co-owner of Newcastle United Football Club. They're front and centre in the celebrations. She's played a big part in the women's team's rise to this point and into next season as they go up to the Championship. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage on NUFC TV today, a day of celebration for Newcastle United's women. We will leave it here as the players can go off and enjoy themselves with their efforts rewarded with another trophy, another title and a promotion for Newcastle United's women, the FA Women's Northern Premier Division champions in the National League. They are going up to the Championship.
I was about to say, we cannot not mention today, obviously, a 10-star performance to round off the season. 7,382 supporters inside Kingston Park, which is quite incredible. What the heck do you make of this support?
Honestly, these supporters are crazy. I love it so much. To think of how far we've come, like 5 years ago when I started here, honestly, there was probably friends and family and a few dogs. Whereas now, to have 7,000 plus of you here today, and you supported us all season at St James's, away at Luton and Manchester United and all those fantastic away trips. Thank you so much for all the memories.
Just finally, Becky, before we let you go and join the celebration, what's next for this team apart from Championship football? What can this team do in the Championship?
I don't know, Amanda, what do you think? No, honestly, we just want to keep going and want to push in the Championship and show everybody what we can do. And yeah, like, there's no limit on our success. We want to just keep going, and we know how to win, so let's do that in the next league as well.
Say perfectly, Kingston Park. Once again, give it up for Newcastle United Women's head coach, Becky Langley. And keep that applause going for the captain, Amber Keegan-Stokes. Amber, where on earth can we start? Lifting silverware as a Newcastle United fan, as a Newcastle United captain. How on earth are you feeling right now?
I feel amazing, on top of the world. You said where on earth would we start, but I do not feel like I'm on earth. This team, this backroom staff, obviously our owners and everything that they've done is just out of this world, and so grateful to our fans as well.
It's obviously your first season here at the club. If someone had said to you back in September, you're going to be stood here in April, 2 games to go, and you're going to be league champions, you're going to be in the Championship next season, what would you have said?
I know. Before I signed, I spoke to Becky and Sue, and I was like, we're going to be in the Championship. If there's anything we're doing this year, it's Championship. But yeah, I would have said I know.
Just talking about this team behind you, what makes it so special? What makes it so successful this season from a captain's perspective?
It would just be the togetherness. I think we've had some ups and downs in behind the scenes and stuff like that, but it's all just accountability, owning it, and being that family that we are. We know what football means in the North East, and we're just buzzing that we've kind of won silverware and bloody Championship.
And just very, very finally, you might not have a picture of this yet, but I'll ask the question anyway. What do the celebrations look like tonight?
I think we're taking it easy, aren't we? Nah, we're going to go anything mental.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, give it up for the Newcastle United Women captain, Amber Keegan-Stokes. And the last chat that we are going to have on the pitch before the girls do their lap of honour with the backroom staff, please welcome Newcastle United director, Amanda Staveley. Amanda, great to see you. Can I just first of all say happy birthday for this past week? The perfect birthday present, I imagine, today.
An amazing birthday, but oh my god, I'm so emotional, I'm so sorry, I promised I wouldn't cry. It's been the best day being here with the girls, celebrating with all these amazing women, and it's just extraordinary, so thank you.
I have to say, you joined in the celebrations already. You were taking back the Prosecco, shall we say, from the cup pretty well.
Quite well. But look, I'm just so proud of Becky and her amazing women, and there's a lot of great, brilliant men also behind the scenes. But to see this happen today, it's testament to all their hard work, their tenacity, their brilliance, their passion, to their bravery, everything. There's been so much work put into the last 2 years, and we see this incredible back-to-back league wins. It's extraordinary, and technically they're the most, I mean, they're just brilliant. They all look like, so I kept saying the girls look like kind of this amazing
Just going to ask you one more thing before I let you get back involved with the celebrations. Becky kind of threw you under the bus a little bit here when I asked her what's next for this team. I'm going to ask you, where do you see Newcastle United Women being in future, Amanda?
Super League. Definitely. Yeah, they're just so remarkable, and this unity, just brilliant. Definitely. What do you think, Sue? Yes, definitely.
I think we will end it on that very, very high note. Ladies, gents, boys and girls, I'm sure you'll all want to wish Amanda a happy birthday for this past week as well. But give it up for Newcastle United director, Amanda Staveley. And as they start their round of honour, give it up for our league champions. They'll be playing championship football with each and every one of you at Kingston Park next season. One last time, give it up for your lasses, your pride of North East football, your